Hello, 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 guys. This is your girl, Stevie Aisha Mills from the great state of North Carolina, currently positioned in Roanoke, Virginia. And I am absolutely excited to bring you the conversation. Those of you who listen on a regular basis know that I am the I Love My Life strategist. And with that, I help women push past their past and begin to loudly and proudly declare, I love my life. And so I am absolutely phenomenally just supercalifragilistic, expialidociously thrilled that today we have one of my Aisha twins. It's about 3 or 4 of them who I claimed as my Aisha twin. And this is one young lady who I met probably about 2 to 2.5 years ago. And she was a speaker on a dynamic event that we held virtually called 24 Hours of New Beginnings Power. And I am so absolutely excited to read you this bio so that you can learn what I know. It says, through the power of transformation, writing and speaking, confidence cultivator. Yes, we love the art of cultivation. Aisha Nailah motivates women to stand in their truth, live their purpose out loud, and recognize the power of their sensuality. This Brooklyn native mother of one and owner of SoFull Solutions is a certified women's empowerment coach, love coach, and life coach, working to call women out from the shadows of life and into the spotlight. She has made it her mission to help women live vibrant, bodacious, joy-filled, juicy lives so that they can proudly and truthfully proclaim, I am so full of myself. Yes, you better say that. So without any further ado, let's welcome Aisha Twin. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello, hello.
Hi, I'm so, guys, y'all don't even know how thrilled I am to be speaking to her. Oh, gosh, I just remember how we met, and I remember you being part of 24 Hours of Power, and I remember just, it just seemed like yesterday, but can you believe that was 2 years ago, this month, 2 years ago? We are just doing some dynamic things, y'all. So catch us up. You know, catch me up and everybody else up at the same time. But catch us up on what's happened since December 2014 and how you've launched into 2017.
Woo! Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you, Stevie, for having me here with you today, and also for that 24 Hours of Power. Like, that was amazing. I'm still floating off of that. But I've just been working. I've been working hard, just putting my message out there and really striving to touch women on a worldwide level, on a universal level, right? Because I'm finding that even though we've come so far, it still seems like we haven't come far enough. And a lot of us have broken spirits, right? Our spirits are broken just because of all the things that we have to endure on a daily basis. And it's like they talk about the glass ceiling and how a lot of people say the glass ceiling is shattered, but we know for a fact that it truly hasn't been just yet. So I've just been really, really working to boost the confidence in women and to let them know how powerful they are and to just ignite that fire in them and then just help them improve their relationships by strengthening the relationship that they have with themselves first.
Wow. Yes, I love it. And yes, 24 Hours of New Beginnings Power. That event, I feel like we developed everybody there, and it was over 42 women. So many collaborations, so many just dynamic things came from that. And that's nobody and nothing but God. I don't take credit for it. I just take credit for moving, you know, when God says move, and that's what it sounds like you're doing. And I remember then your topic had to do with sensuality, and so I was taking great notes because it was beautiful. I want you to begin by telling us just about some notes or quotes or something we could implement in our lives to help us bring that sensuality out.
All right. Well, you know, a lot of people feel that sensuality has to do with sexuality. And what I want women to understand is that though the two can be connected, they're really two separate things, right? So you have sensuality, and when you look at that word sense, you think about the five senses, right? And you think about how we connect to not only ourselves but to others through those five senses. We connect to life through those five senses. And so it's really all about getting in touch with the five senses, really allowing yourself to get entangled in them, right? Really enjoying the things that you see and the things that you taste, and allowing yourself to really enjoy the touch of things. And it's just getting in touch with life. All of the things that God has provided for us, all of this goodness, all of this awesomeness, and really just enjoying it. Because a lot of times we don't take the time to enjoy these things. We're so busy taking care of other people, taking care of our kids, working. When is the last time that a lot of us have actually stopped and just smelled a flower, or taken the time to dance around our houses naked, you know, without the fear of somebody watching, or even criticizing ourselves? So really that's what it is, sensuality, getting in touch with your senses.
You're right about that. Go ahead.
No, that's what I was finished. Just in complete touch with your five senses.
Wow. And that's amazing, because we rush through life so much. You know, we rush through life, rush here, rush there, rush everywhere, especially for people who have children, right? I don't have any children, but I do know a lot of my friends and co-chicpreneurs. We have just mothers, especially one of my accountability partners. She has 7 kids. So I know, you know, we don't talk a lot, but when we talk, it's always great to catch up, because I know that she's working, and I know that she's living life, but everybody doesn't have that, and everybody doesn't take time to do that. So the thing that I really want to delve into is, Aisha, how do we make time to do that, right? It sounds great. What you're saying sounds great, but how do we give ourselves permission to make time to do that?
Honestly, it's just a matter of making up your mind and doing it. And I know that sounds really, really simple, and I know that it's not, but it really starts with just your mindset and saying, I'm going to do it, and setting a certain amount of time aside per day for yourself. I tell mothers, especially single mothers, I work with a lot of single moms because I am a single mom myself, and so you really have to put in the conscious effort to like, let's say in the mornings, to get up and meditate, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Get up and meditate, journal, give yourself that time, that space with God, and it'll just set the pace for the rest of your day. Or once your kids have gone to bed in the evenings, just taking time to luxuriate in a bath. But even if you can't take a long bath, take a luxurious shower. It's just really taking the time, finding just a little ways to do things. You know, even going to the store and buying your favorite dessert and coming home and taking that time, maybe 10 minutes to yourself, to sit in a corner with your favorite cup of cocoa or something and your dessert, and to really just allow your senses to take over and just really enjoy it, just to enjoy it. But that's what it starts with. It's just to really take the time and put in the effort. And a lot of times we think that in order to give ourselves time, we have to give ourselves so much time. We may not have that much time to give ourselves. Let's just be real. You know, between all the things that we do on a daily basis as women, it may just be 5 minutes, but even that 5 minutes will make such a huge difference.
Yes, it does. And some of my favorite moments are when I give myself permission to take a nap in the middle of the day. I mean, it's not anything vast or big, but it's something to me because it's honoring myself. And I think that is exactly what you're talking about. And the whole thing that you said, which I'm glad you did say, was give yourself permission to make it happen. You know, you got to. You deserve it. And there are some women, believe it or not, who don't feel like they deserve to do anything for anybody else. And so, or anything for themselves. They have to do something for everybody else. And we've got to. You know, as we embark in this year of 2017, my main mission, vision, and purpose is to help people begin to say, I love my life. And that's in 5 areas of being mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and financially sound. And so that is harmonious living. And Aisha speaking about key things that help you to get there, and I'm excited that she is speaking about those things today. And so I want to kind of dissect what you say in your bio. There is a quote, a sentence at the end of the sentence, and it's just beautiful. It gave me power when I read it, and I know it gave the listeners power when they heard it, because it's true. We've got to make some declarations in our life. And so can you tell us about why you want people to proudly and truthfully proclaim, I am so full of myself?
Yes, girl. You know how a lot of times we hear people say, like, look at that girl over there. She is so full of herself, right? And we think that is such a negative thing. We, as a society, we feel that to be full of ourselves means that we are conceited, that we're looking down on others, when truly it's not about that at all. If you look at some of these celebrities that are out here that people feel they're so full of themselves, female celebrities, right? They exude confidence wherever they go. They walk with their heads held high. And I admire them. And it is my mission for every woman on this planet to be able to declare every single day, I am so full of myself. And when someone says, look at that girl, she is so full of herself, I want every woman to say, thank you. Thank you, because being full of ourselves means that we are full of all of the goodness that God has put within us. And we proudly claim that. We claim our purpose. We claim our gifts. These are the things that we are full of. Yes, I am full of myself, and I am proud of it, and I am confident, and I stand here strong and tall in the body that God gave me, and I'm not going to let anybody tear me down. So, yes, I am full of myself.
That sounds like, having total and complete self-esteem. You know, when you arrive to the point where you're like, hey, this is who I am. I am not playing any games. I'm not taking no shorts. This is who I am, and, yes, I am full of myself. Just like when I say, rock your it factor. It's the same thing, and so I love it. I am totally with it. I am totally with it because I feel like 2017 is going to be the year that we have got to know who we are. And not only know who we are, stand up in the truthfulness of who we are and the beautiful authenticity of who we are. Because what happens is that because we're not standing up in it, we are allowing other people to label us as who they think we should be. What do you think?
Yes, I do agree with that. And a lot of times, especially young girls, you find that with media, all of this social media, and then you have television. I mean, when you look at TV and you look at the fact that, we talk about television programming and radio programming, it truly does program our minds to believe that we have to be what they tell us we have to be and not to be who we were created to be, right? And so it's so important. It's so important, like you said, moving into 2017. I truly believe that we are riding a wave of power, and it's time. It's time. It's time for the change, for the shift to occur, and for us to really take hold of our power.
Yep. And it starts at a young age. We've got to have little girls be able to stand up for who they are. It will truly change the trajectory of their lives, but we also have to be cognizant of what example we're setting. So how can we connect those two? How can we show the daughters, the sisters, the younger women, the students, the church member, whoever, that I am a proud woman, and it's okay for you to be, whether your hair is natural, whether you wear a weave, whether the hair of the person doesn't make the person makes the person. So what are some moves we can do that while we're tapping into our sensuality to really just show the young women that it's okay to continue the path of positivity?
Well, I believe that the best way for us to show them is to be a living, breathing example ourselves, because we can't expect them to stand in their power if we're not standing in ours. So it all begins with us. And once we have ourselves and our power together, then they will follow. I truly believe that. And then it's really about pouring into them, affirming to them how powerful they are, how beautiful they are, how perfect they are, exactly the way that they were created.
Yes. And that was powerful what you said. We all, the good, bad, the ugly, and indifferent, we have got to begin to own it, I think that life gets stuck when we're not owning all of us. And it's easy to look to your left and to look to your right and see what other people are doing, and that can get cloudy in your mind. But the thing that's important is to begin to truly transform. Aisha, you are doing an amazing job in what you're doing and cultivating confidence. That a lot of people don't have confidence, and people have got to, as an entrepreneur especially, you got to have confidence, because this entrepreneurship journey is not easy by any stretch of imagination, from the big and the small. So talk about that. Talk about how your confidence has been tested as an entrepreneur.
Well, my confidence has been tested as an entrepreneur many, many times on many different levels. There comes a point where you feel like you're not doing enough at times. There comes a point at times where you find yourself comparing your business to others and your success to others, and you feel like maybe I'm just not meant to do this, right? And then there's also there's also the fact that as a woman in this business, you have to, in a way, you have to I don't want to say fight your way to the top, but you definitely have to make some waves, because there are a lot of men who are out in the forefront, and they're successful. And a lot of times we find that even in the self-help community, men are, I don't want to say looked upon first or called upon first, but in a way they are. And so I found that I had to fight a little harder being a woman, being a black woman even, but being a woman, just I had these conversations. I would have these pep talks, and then all of a sudden I would have these conversations with myself where it's like, well, maybe you need to like rethink this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're not really cut out for this. Maybe you're not supposed to be doing this. You're never going to be successful at this. Look at this person's success, and now look at yours, right? But then what I came to realize was that success doesn't necessarily mean it's the money that you get from what you're doing, right? Success isn't measured by your finances. Success truly is measured by how much you're willing to put out there and how far you're willing to walk in your purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And when I realized that, that's when my confidence came back. Because I realized that I was put here for a reason, and I have a goal set, and I have a purpose placed on my life. And I have to do the work that I was put here to do. And that in itself is what spells success. And so it's really difficult, like you said, when you're an entrepreneur and your success truly depends on you. Every single day you get up, and the person who drives you to do the work and who pushes you is you. You have you to answer to.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, it gets hard sometimes, but you just have to focus on the purpose and focus on your why. Why is it that you're doing this work? Keep focused on those whys. And once you stay focused on those whys, that's it.
Yep. That's a mic dropping moment right there. That's it, because that's what will make you truly do more. You know, when you don't worry about the outcome, but you worry about what goes into your craft, that's what changes the game. Because the truth of the matter is, if you believe in Jesus, if you believe in God, you know, whatever higher being, I just know mine, you will know that we have no control over the outcome. We don't. We don't have control of whether the people will buy, or even taking it a step further. You know, a farmer can sell all day long, but he has no control over what is reaped. You know, there could be droughts, there could be just animals coming to take it away. It doesn't matter, but you can only be responsible for what you can control, and that's for doing the work. That's the true part of that. And I think it even exudes out into, like, how you market your business, because if you're not confident, then you're not marketing in a way in which is sound. You're not doing the things that make sense. You're not on, you know, Periscope or Facebook Live or wherever. You're not there because you don't want nobody to come to you. And so, right. Aisha, I know you have some marketing and PR background. Talk about that.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you brought that up, because even with my marketing and PR background, first of all, when you're working in PR, you're so used to being behind the scenes. So when you decide that you're going to step out into the spotlight, it's a huge difference, and it takes a whole other set of confidence to do that. So I had to adjust to that. I had to adjust to being in front, right? Because I was so used to being hidden, having my work be received, but being the person always behind the scenes. And so even with my PR and marketing background, I found that there was a period of time where I just left social media alone. And I know how to work social media. because I've done it for so many other people in the past. And I know how to network, but I had gotten to a point where I started with the talks, right? Like, okay, who's going to want to hear what I have to say when they're listening to this person over here that's been doing this for, like, let's say the past 10 or 15 years? and I pulled away. I pulled away from social media. I stopped marketing myself. Like you said, your confidence spills over into your marketing. And I had to, like, really get it together, because here I was teaching women how to say, I'm so full of myself, and just telling them to stand in their spotlight, but I wasn't even standing in mine. So I had to really get it together and dug down deep and did some deep praying and put myself back out there. And I started putting those PR and marketing skills to work so that I could get to where I am right now. And it's funny because a lot of times we can sit and we can wallow in that negative self-talk, but the minute that we choose to put one foot in front of the other and say, all right, God, I'm here, use me, I'm going to do the work that you put me here to do, doors just magically start to open up. And that right there in itself is a confidence booster.
Wow. We're almost at our 30 minutes. Guys, can you believe it? I love the conversation. Because we have so many dynamic people who just tell us about the why behind their what. I enjoy being the show that you all come to listen to get empowered, inspired, educated, and motivated. Because the thing I know for sure is that there are so many people doing the what. You know, I'm not the only person with a podcast. I'm not the only strategist. Aisha's not the only coach. You know, she's not the only person into transformation. But her why is so much different than everybody else. Mine is too, and I love that. There's such a purpose behind the why. And so as we begin to wrap up, I want to do a couple of things. First, I want to thank you, Aisha, for coming by the conversation, because this has been dynamic. I've learned, I've been reignited, my passion for what I do. Each time I talk to somebody, you know, it just does that for me. And plus, I've enjoyed catching up with you and just reminiscing and going forward and all kinds of things. So what I want to do is thank you, and then I also want to give you the opportunity to let us know, if we need you, how can we connect with you?
Sure. Well, thank you so much for having me today, Stevie. I so appreciate you, and I am so proud of you as well for everything that you're doing. I sit back and I watch you, and I'm like, wow, you go, girl.
Thank you.
But if you want to reach me, if anybody out there wants to reach me, they can do so by visiting AishaNailah.com. That's my name, AISHA, and NAILAH.com. Or they can visit SoFullSolutions.com. That's SOFULL Solutions.com. And just get in contact with me there, and I'm all over social media. So if they go to those websites, it will link them to all of my social media pages. And I just look forward to having people reach out to me and say hi.
Yes, definitely reach out to her and say hello. And if you want to reach out to me, all you got to do is to be able to know how to spell my first name, Stevii, Stevie, and you can definitely find me all over as well. On my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything is on that website. And I am excited. I also have a Facebook group called The Push Pen. If you guys want to be pushed past your past, then we're there to give a helping hand. So definitely check that out and definitely get connected to the I Love My Life experiences that are coming across the country this year. We have so many dynamic ones coming. You definitely want to be part of that. So many great experiences, because I want you all to be living the life that your dreams have told you to live, not the ones you wake up your eyes and see sometimes, but the ones that you see when you close your eyes and go to your favorite places. I want you to live that life, and that's my purpose for 2017. So, again, it has been my pleasure to host the conversation and to have our dynamic guest, Aisha Nailah. She's my Aisha twin. Love her to life. So, guys, we'll see you the next time on the conversation. Don't forget to make it a great day. We don't say have a great day. We say make it a great day. Why? Because you have the power to do so. Yes, yes, yes. Bye for now.